Hi, I'm Scott Allen.
I'm Gareth Evans-Perry.
And we're from Open Doors, Open Minds.
Give back.
Give back. Giving back. So we went down to the float point in Pangbourne. Morning. Open Doors, Open Minds has been invited down today to the float point centre to experience from the infrared sauna to the float tanks to see how it helps with mental health. And we're also going to be doing some kind of music therapy.
Yeah,
so
I'm intrigued.
Me and Gareth are going to go in. We're going to introduce ourselves and see where the next part goes. Just so you know what float point is, obviously it is about the float tanks. It was to do with mental health. So we got there, we went in, we obviously had a little bit of a discussion about what it is, what we've done, sat down. We obviously were given dressing gowns, robes, all the other bits and pieces that go with it. Then the first thing we did, which was the infrared sauna.
So it's pretty straightforward. Essentially, so like a regular sauna, obviously heat-based, but it heats you up from the inside out. So it penetrates like 2.5 inches into your body. So essentially, it like raises your core temperature basically. So it heats the room by about 20%. You obviously by about 80%. So yeah, it's a bit like being on the beach or that kind of, and it's kind of where you want to be in it.
Yes, it's cold. -2 this morning.
Yeah, so it's pretty cold. So basically all the black panels are near and mid-infrared, and the 2 panels at the front are far infrared heaters. So they're the ones that provide the biggest amount of heat. But also the other ones kind of a lower level heat, so it's like a bit of a slow cook. Basically, so you can Bluetooth your own music in. You also have different lighting options. So on the wall here, there's 12 different lighting options. So you've got chromotherapy lighting. So at the moment it's red for the nervous system, but you can have like green for like relaxation. So we'll see what works for you. But the other thing is, if it gets too hot, you can turn the full spectrum heaters down at the front. So don't worry about the main temperature because it'll go to about 80 degrees.
Yeah.
But obviously you've got to bear in mind that that's like, it'll be slow for a bit, and it's usually that maybe that last 5 to 10 minutes, that window can sort of ramp up quite a bit. Once you start sweating, you won't stop for a bit.
That was good. I enjoyed that.
You enjoy it? See, I did enjoy the infrared sauna. To me, it was like the different colours. Obviously, the red is obviously to help you with certain things. The blue, the orange, the pink, there's green, there's purple.
I must admit, I was sceptical whether I'd actually get anything out of that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So what did you get from it?
I came out of there so energised.
Well, energy, see, yeah, right.
I come out of there ready to face the world.
Yeah, so we did an hour. It's quite sweaty. I'm not going to lie. That was very...
Sweaty for some.
Sweaty for some, yeah. We left bum marks on the... Sweaty bum marks. But it was good. I enjoyed it. It was... Yeah. Obviously, I'd experienced it before. But obviously, it was your first time experiencing infrared sauna, right?
Oh, definitely. Anybody that's feeling lethargic, lack of energy... Definitely recommend the infrared sauna.
And then what did we do thereafter?
We went and hit the float tank.
So everything is pretty straightforward with the float side of things. I think the main thing is just to go with the flow of it really. So you can't force yourself to switch off. It's just, you have to sort of trust the process really. Your mind and body pretty much knows what it needs, to be honest with you. So you might have a little period at the beginning where you just have like random stuff pop in your heads. And after a while,
I remember that.
Yeah, and after a while you might just sort of zone out and not like remember anything about that whole chunk of the session basically. Otherwise, like the rest of the session is pretty straightforward. We give you 2 towels in the room. There's about half a ton of Epsom salt in the water, so yeah, if you get in your eyes you're going to know quite quickly.
Yeah, don't do what I did. He said, don't wipe your eyes. I was like, no more,
On the table, on the door there's earplugs for the session. Again, like recommend wearing them just because of the amount of Epsom salt in the water. Yeah, otherwise the session won't actually start till you're in. Motion sensor up there. When you're in, lights in the room will go off. Lights in the tank stay on. Music starts after about like 30 seconds. So you lift it from the front basically. So what should happen is after, I say about 20 minutes or so, is if you're not really moving, then you'll get to a point hopefully where you don't feel like there's water there anymore. You'll notice it more obviously if the lights are off in the tank because there isn't a reference point. You might feel like you're lying on something solid like a bed or a memory foam mattress. Float with your head towards the door end just because you have access to open and close it. There's a handle just underneath in the bottom of the lid. So once you pull it Yeah, so if you push it, it'll pop open by itself anyway. Spray bottle of water is just in case you get salt water in your eyes. Big black button on the left there is your light switch. So if you press it once, that'll turn the lights off completely. If you press it again, it goes into a cycle of like 6 different colours. So left is lights, button on the opposite side is your call attendant alarm, just health and safety. I recommend using the halo, so that's that ring in there. So essentially that rests just behind your head. Just keeps you in a more neutral position basically. The other neck pillow is there just in case, see what works for you. But once you get in, you can sit at the bottom fine, lie back nice and slow. If you've got tension, say neck, shoulders, then arms above your head's quite good. Just change the angle of your neck slightly, pulls your back up a bit more as well. Yeah. Otherwise, music will play 10 minutes at the beginning, nothing in the middle, and 5 minutes at the end, just to let you know it's coming to an end. But don't worry about getting out until the light changes in the tank, so that's about a minute before it finishes. Okay. Just so you maximise your float time. And the lights are in on already for you. And if you miss everything, then the filtration will kick in. So big jet goes to the back and water starts moving, that's definitely time to get out.
Fair enough.
And you've got all your showered stuff up there, that's it.
See, now the float tank, now that is for me, that is probably one of the highlights of the whole thing for me, was the float tank. So obviously I knew what to expect from the last time. So what did you get from it? What experience did you have from it?
Well, the big thing for me, or the biggest shock for me, was the size of it. When you say float tank, I was expecting sort of like sarcophagus laid in.
Yep.
Now, I'm 6'1" and got the wingspan of an albatross, and I didn't touch anything. It was like laying out full stretched in a Corsa.
Yeah, because obviously he spoke you through it, and obviously you expected to sink, right? I
didn't think I was going to be able to float. No.
So obviously,
120 kg. That's a lot of weight to be on a foot of water.
Yep.
I didn't think I was going to be able to float.
So obviously what I got from it, because I knew what to expect, I say expect, obviously I'd done it before. Did you find that hour just disappeared?
Oh, definitely. I think the first section for me was like fast forwarding the adverts.
Yep.
And my mind was just going boom, 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 all over the place. And then all of a sudden it just switched off. Yep. And then it started focusing on things that I needed to actually deal with. Yeah. And it just kind of like defragged my brain. And then we came out of there and literally we moved forward so much.
Yeah, for me it helped massively. It was really obviously warm in there. It's the bit for me, obviously you start with music. So obviously it explains the music will play for about 10 minutes, the lights will dim. But even the lights in the room dims. Did you notice that? I probably didn't notice that, but obviously second time round, the first time round I didn't notice it. So the second time round, because obviously I was looking in the gaps of the thing, I could still see like, and then looked again and realised it was in complete darkness. But obviously you have the shower in there.
Well, it relaxed me that much that I actually fell asleep in there. I know that because I rolled over and nearly choked myself.
It's like one time in my life I've not felt pressure on my body.
So this time, because obviously I've done it once before, obviously my anxiety was quite up there. But this time, because I knew what to expect, I actually keep waking myself up because I was relaxing that much, so I stopped breathing.
Seriously, every so often you sort of like, oh, I must breathe.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Relax that much.
Seriously, at one point I nearly drowned because I was nodding off.
Did you not put the ring on?
Yeah, I was out there, and then I kind of woke up. Seriously, I feel like I'm 2 foot taller.
I need to put these. Where do I need to put these again?
Just in the basket behind you, man.
Oh, it is in that one.
Yeah.
I thought it was, but you got shoes in there.
Chuck everything in.
Oh, everything.
Yeah.
2 seconds, let me just do shoes.
But
Kai, you've got to experience that.
Stick your slippers on, man. I'll take you through.
Do I keep them on?
Yeah.
Maybe as part of my Christmas bonus you can...
Honestly, mate, that is a whole different thing.
The bit from me is the whole combination of doing the infrared sauna. We did the float tank. Then we came out of the float tank.
Yep.
And then obviously I didn't do the the third one because I'd experienced it before and knew what it was going to do to me.
The track's going to play for 30 minutes, so you'll hear it, but it'll play through the back of the chair as well.
Okay.
Yeah. And you'll have a heated massage. And then you've got the red. The red light is quite bright, so... cool. And then... eyes closed.
Fucking hell. Jesus Christ. Oh. Yeah.
What it was going to do to me, it's very good. Okay, but what did it do for you? In the sense of what is it?
I would just say relaxed. But basically, it was a vibrating sun lounger
Right, okay, yeah.
that
That's
you lay in. And that itself just felt good.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's like a row of lights in front of you.
Yeah.
So you can either keep your eyes closed or they give you glasses to put on. I just opted to keep my eyes closed. And it just literally, for me, it was like I was in that plane between sort of like dead.
Yeah.
I wasn't really anywhere.
The bit that I can't put it into words. It's hard to explain.
Each section that we've been in today just chills you out on a different level.
Yeah, that's a different. Obviously, infrared.
Yeah, going the infrared.
That's a whole different stress, but it's a nice stress on your body. And then to go into the float tank.
The float tank is something else. So say I feel like I'm
if you could do one out of 3, which would you pick? For the most relaxing.
For me, just because of the way my body works, it would be the sound therapy on the
sound
vibrating
therapy.
chair.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What would you grade that out of 10 then?
The sound therapy for me, that was like up there, mate. My whole body just
sends you to sleep, doesn't it?
It literally just, my whole being was relaxed. It's like, I've got to get one of them at home.
Yeah, because it's the vibration.
The vibration, the sound, the light. It's really weird. To say, to explain any of it in any detail just blows your mind.
We got to explain this on the radio.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
I did a soft tissue massage, sports massage and that sort of stuff. And any one of these in coalition with what I do, it's just going to give them so much more.
Yeah.
Definitely.
For like your sister and my sister and your mum,
yeah,
with the fibromyalgia.
You get in there.
You see, you can say it. That would do. So, like my sister, you'd come out there feeling, especially from warming her up from that. So warm her up, then put her into that. But it's hard to explain because you don't know. I don't know if you had the same experience. For me, I didn't know which way was up or down. But because
it was really weird. When I first got in there, obviously you've got the issue of just trying to sit down to get in. And then I was floating. I was like, are my legs in the air? No, we've all got to be on the same level. But yeah, literally 2 minutes after being in there, you don't know which way's up, down, round.
Yeah, that's the bit that I find.
And I think another thing that I was quite shocked by is obviously you're shut in a bubble. But at no point did you feel that you were shut in a bubble.
Yeah. It's weird, isn't it?
It's weird.
So
I'm 6'1". I've got a wingspan of an albatross. And at no point was I touching anything.
No, it's... I learned, because I'd done this once before.
Yeah.
So I worked out you can set your mind. So the next time you do this, right, did you realise your mind was just going... But I worked out I could set it. So you drift into something you want to think about. Oh, right, yes, it goes off in a different direction.
I fell asleep, mate. I choked because I rolled over.
You went to go roll on your side.
I went to roll into my side. I was like, just chilling. Then the next thing I know, it's like...
It's the breathing that gets me.
Yeah.
It's like...
Yeah.
Then I can hear my heartbeat. That was... At first, it was annoying me, and then I realised the rhythm of my heart.
People out there with aches and pains.
But kids with autism,
I think from a physical
ADHD.
Perspective, there's lots of good different things here as well. By the infrared, I felt really good and upbeat. I felt energised coming out of that.
Yeah.
I felt relaxed coming out of the other two. The float tank and the...
Yeah. And that's probably the best
So,
way to put that.
I think if you're feeling a bit low and lethargic, I think the infrared would be massive for you.
Yeah.
And I think if your mind's going 10 to the dozen, can't concentrate, can't focus, I think the float tanks would be great.
Because it kind of clears. It's hard to explain.
Yeah.
Because I could never put it in the words.
For the first sort of 10 minutes, my mum was all over the place. It was like fast forwarding through the adverts on TV. There was so much going on. And then I think it's like 10 minutes into it, it kind of settled down to the program that I was going with.
Do you think it's 10 minutes, but you don't actually know, do you?
Well, no, I'm just using it as a reference because, literally I was laid in there and then all of a sudden the music started up again and the lights are coming on. It's like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, because you don't know if have I been asleep? Have I not been asleep?
Yeah.
Where did it, because it's like, where did you go? Because you, at one point, you obviously, like you said, you can't touch the sides.
No.
You can't, you just literally, at one point I had to bend because I couldn't feel my legs in the sense
I did as well.
put your feet on the floor.
Yeah.
Nope, they're still there. they are still
That's
there.
why I say the century between the head seems to just shut off from the body and then you're just dealing with head space.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's what you mean. You've got no...
I think it would be great. I think definitely for, as we've said with the fibromyalgia, float tanks I think would be really good.
Yeah, so, but you can see why it works for PTSD as well, because it just kind of chilled me.
Yeah.
And it's like, I just don't know. So like gym works, because obviously you're releasing the endorphins and bits and pieces like that and putting your brain somewhere else. But that is just, I just can't, you can't do it just, but can you see why I always talk about it? Because it's just kind of like so hard to explain. But you've got
It's definitely, you've got to live it to understand
it. You've got to do it to understand
but
the
benefits. Say from what we know and what we do, I can kind of like pinpoint things I think would work for people.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
to explain to them how it would work for them, that's another ballgame. It just doesn't, it's just like...
So you obviously did the soft tissue therapy. Would you do the float tank first, then do a massage? Or would you do
I would do the massage first.
Yeah. What, then put them in that?
I would do the massage and then put them in the float tank.
Mm-hmm. Would you not use that?
Likewise, I would use the infrared and then massage them.
What, then float tank them?
Yeah.
What, the combo of the three, that massage?
I reckon the combos, yeah. Likewise, to do the massage and then the chair, the sound waves and that, and the vibration.
That was only 30 minutes. How long did it feel like you was on that for?
I don't know, I fell asleep.
Do you rate the...
I fell asleep, he'd come in and wake me up. That was great.
Oh, was you? Oh yeah, I went out for... I didn't go out for a fag. I didn't have a fag.
Nah.
Kai's going to moan if I have a fag. Aren't you, Kai?
You had something in your mouth that resembled it, eh?
It wasn't... Oh, I don't know.
Unless you just enjoy sucking on skinny sticks.
But no, that was... yeah. So we got to do... Because the bit I realised last time, throughout the day now, it gets better. It's really weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, this time, because last time it only lasted for me, the feeling, for about 36, possibly 42 hours. So obviously this time around, I kind of like, oh.
You imagine doing a full-on gym session.
That's what I did, a big back session last night, and it said knowing.
Yeah. So
like, no, we're not doing that tonight, we're doing shoulders. I was like, no, I'm doing float tanks tomorrow. And I was like, right. I was like, no, I want to do back, because I know I could do shoulders tonight and my back will be recovered.
Yeah.
As such, because obviously everything was just relaxed, massive.
Yeah.
So like obviously that whiplash, you've worked on it, and obviously got the niggles. I've got nothing in my neck. Don't know how long that's going to last for, but
I think definitely something to be said about coming in.
yeah, I want a coffee now. I need a coffee to kind of like. Ooh,
I've got the munchies, mate. I feel like I've done a full-on session.
That's like, from that. I'm telling you that. Obviously made me hungry. My stomach that was one of the things that woke me up, was my stomach growling where I hadn't eaten.
So obviously building up, so we'd booked it, right?
Yeah.
Way before, and obviously we arrived on the morning, and obviously I had been bigging up, the float tank.
You have been bigging it
up in the sense of, I think it's amazing of what it can do. The whole, I don't know if it's the same in other places, but I know the float point, how they welcome you, what I'm expecting. They guide you all the way through it. It's the bit that I found.
Yeah.
The building's a lovely building.
That's it. It was clean. It was tidy, and
it's relaxing. It wasn't. You wouldn't think. Obviously, when you stay out from the front of it, it just looks like a white building. There's a door, right?
Yeah.
But when you walk in, it's like, wow, this is a whole different thing with what I was expecting.
Obviously, when we went in, we got meted by Mike.
Yeah.
And his whole persona, he's
very knowledgeable.
That's the thing. You walked in and he's speaking to you, explaining it to you. You felt confident in his hands of what he was offering. He knew what he had.
He knew everything
Yeah.
about his business inside out, what it was going to do for you.
So at no point did I think we were winging it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Obviously,
He
we filmed on
explained,
the day.
this will do this.
Yeah.
This will do that.
Yep. And that's the one thing, obviously, from it. So from start to finish, so we got there in the morning. But what I wanted to know is, obviously, we could show what happened on the day. But before that, before you got to that point, you obviously, I know there were certain things you were dealing with.
Yep.
You know, the build up to it, obviously, I got more and more excited about it because I'd experienced it before.
Yeah.
So the second time if we go and do it again,
Yep.
which I'd imagine we're going to.
Oh, definitely.
Like even talking about it makes you want to go and do it again, right?
Yeah.
So how did you feel before you went to it?
Skeptical.
Skeptical.
I was skeptical.
Is that the word?
The thing is, you've bigged it up so much. I was almost expecting to get there and it'd be a bit of an anticlimax.
Okay.
Because, you know, as I was saying, 120 kg, there's not many times in my life that I've not felt weight on my body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At one point, I had to bend my legs.
I'm laid in the float tank and you're in nowhere. There's no weight on your body. The thought processes going through your head have calmed down. It's just so relaxing. I don't feel it's definitely been a long time since I've felt that comfortable.
Yeah, because
I came out of there feeling like I was a foot taller.
Because you can go individually to doing the infrared, just
Yeah.
the infrared sauna. You can go and do the float tank. You can do the vibration and music therapy.
Yep, that was good.
Audio. Is it called audio therapy? I will get this
Yeah.
correctly, but obviously, hopefully, Kai will put this in the bottom. But the whole journey, the process, everything we experienced, I bigged it up, right?
You did. You
So I
did big
bigged it up really well. Do you think it was the hype? Did it live up to the hype that I gave it?
For me personally, I think it superseded it because
Uh-huh.
I do soft tissue therapies. I do rehabilitation. So from my perspective as a professional, I could see where those individual things can enhance what I do.
Okay, so
I found it really good from if I was a professional, busy life, worn out, got a big day ahead, grab an infrared sauna before you go out.
So guys,
I felt so energized coming out of that.
Yep.
That I think I could have just, well, I did. I came out and I was ready to face the day. There's nothing that could have come up that day that I don't think I could have done better because I felt the energy.
Yeah.
On the flip side of that, if I was a high-end exec or just absolutely stressed out, fed up of feeling the aches and pains and pressure on your body, hit the float tank.
So not only does it help you physically,
that relaxed
it
me.
helps you mentally.
Yeah.
It's to me, it was an all-rounder.
Yeah.
So like my sister, your mum, who's got that fibromyalgia.
Yep.
Oosh. That would help them mentally as well as physically.
Well, the thing is, if you take the pressure and the pains out of your body and strip back all the fast-paced life that's going on, just so that you can concentrate on what's actually important. And the thing that got me is the fact that it's not something that I set in to do because I didn't know that was going to happen. My body literally just reset itself by being in that environment.
Okay. So the morning that you got up,
I think when I first got in there, because I was thinking about everything, that's what my mind done. It was boom, boom, this, that, there, bang, 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 all the time. And then the lights went off, the music went down.
Yeah.
And my mind just went, we don't need that. This is what we need to focus on.
It's a shame you couldn't have a little video in your head, right?
Yeah. In all fairness, I don't know if you've ever seen it, Big Bang Theory.
Yep.
The start of that, that was my head. It went through all of that.
Yeah.
And then it settled down into the program.
Yeah.
That's how I can explain that bit. But again, I came out of there and I was just relaxed. I was chilled. I had focus. You know, things that I've been procrastinating for a while. I had a clear route of how to achieve what needed to be achieved.
So if you could describe, right, for obviously the people that are watching the video right now, from start to finish, what would you feel? So I say, because it's only because I know we've had the conversation. I'm assuming we've got clips of us having the conversations. But if you could say from start to finish, how you went in to how you came out, what would you say you were on the way in to what you was on the way out?
I was more fragmented on the way in.
Mm-hmm.
I came out of there more relaxed and focused, clear vision.
Because obviously we got given a dressing gown.
Yeah.
Oh, well, a robe, sorry, not dressing gown. A robe. We got given flip-flops to obviously walk around in, so we didn't have to do. But the infrared sauna for me, I agree with you, gives you the energy.
Yep.
Then the float tank gave me the, we both call it now, defragging.
Yeah.
Obviously set my brain and reset with my PTSD and bits and pieces of that. But obviously the bit where I'm going with this is, I think you know, what did, because obviously, I don't know if Kai actually caught this on video. If you were asleep, mate.
I fell asleep.
You fell asleep. Because it's like you've got energy, relax, but obviously focus, brain relax, and then you relaxed at the very end.
Oh, right? Seriously, I came, Mike had to come and wake me up because I'd fallen asleep on the chair.
Yeah.
I came out there so relaxed, I can't understand why they haven't put them into schools.
Put them into schools?
Anybody within like special units, they got the Sen areas and stuff like that. I reckon 10 minutes on that would bring down anybody's anxiety. Ready to focus.
So that was our day. So we need to get them into schools. But guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope the video, and if you need to know any more information about Float Point in Pangbourne, feel free to contact us.
And thanks to Mike for getting us down as well.
Thank you very much, Mike. It was
really appreciated.
I really appreciated. I understand. I just like building the hype up about it because it lives up to the hype, right?
And we'll definitely be back.
Do you agree now with me hyping it?
Yeah.
And I know obviously people are optimistic about it, but if you ever get a point, go and try it. Speak to the Float Point. They're on Instagram. They're on LinkedIn. They're on all the different platforms. If not, come through to us at Open Doors, Open Minds. We will connect you up because it is well worthwhile, from aches and pains to your mental health. Guys, thank you very much.
Cheers, guys. See you soon.
Bye.